So, being a conservative leader in Canada means every day you have to face a tidal wave of propaganda nonsense. And I don't envy Pierre Poilievre's task in having to deal with this. But so far, I think he's doing a pretty good job. And we'll watch this video in a second and you'll see what I mean. But first, let's do a little bit of background on the question he's going to be asked here. This is a tweet from Canada's former Environment Minister, Catherine McKenna. She says, conservative politicians want to fight about a price on carbon pollution? You want to make it free to pollute while Canadians pay with their lives threatened, homes destroyed, and their communities obliterated? So what are you going to do? You are the arsonists. So her tweet rests on the absurd idea that carbon taxes prevent forest fires. So in addressing this issue, it's helpful to look at the top CO2 emitting countries. So let's see, we've got China with 31%, United States 13%, India 7%, Russia 5%. Where's Canada? Let's see. Oh, well, there it is, 2%. And now keep in mind that Canada is still a technological industrial civilization that is going to need fossil fuels today and tomorrow and next year and in 50 years. And so I can't help but wondering, what difference do they think that a carbon tax is going to make? Canada is only responsible for 2% of emissions. There doesn't seem to be any evidence that a carbon tax actually reduces the amount of CO2 emitted. And in any case, if Canada just ceased to exist tomorrow, it would have no impact on global climate in any case. The rest of the world would not use a drop less of oil. China would still be building more coal plants. Canada has the ability to change nothing. If just removing Canada from the map does nothing, well, what does a carbon tax do? Obviously, absolutely nothing. So carbon taxes as a solution to anything is what we call magical thinking. You might as well offer human sacrifices to Aztec gods. And really, climate alarmist plans are a kind of human sacrifice anyway. In fact, humans sacrificing seems to be all that it can accomplish. And surely Catherine McKenna knows this. She can't be that stupid. Although, who am I to judge? But let's watch the video now.
Yes.
Catherine McKenna, the former Liberal minister, accused Conservatives of being arsonists over the opposition to the carbon tax. So what's your response to her comment? And what do you say to climate alarmists or maybe people that say that not having a carbon tax will lead to a climate catastrophe?
What I really worry about is the increased radicalization of rhetoric by Liberals, particularly Justin Trudeau, but the nastiness and meanness that they're directing at people who disagree with their policies, whether it's Trudeau's nasty comments directed at Muslim parents, or whether it is him jabbing his finger in people's faces, and now a former Liberal minister saying that anybody who doesn't want to pay higher taxes is an arsonist. Really? Really? As if we paid higher taxes, we'd have less forest fires? Come on. Let's get back to some common sense in this country. And let's start to bring our people together instead of tearing the country apart. Thank you.
Now, common sense sounds good. And as for bringing people together, well, I don't think Trudeau is so keen on that. But what Poilievre is saying about the nastiness of the Trudeau government, that's going to resonate with a lot of people because we know what the game plan is. The game plan has been from the start that anybody who disagrees is an ist or a phobe or whatever. Now, apparently, arsonists. And here's this headline. Trudeau says Muslim parents who object to gender identity education misled by the, guess who, the far right. Because they couldn't possibly have their own agency. They're supposed to just do what Justin says and vote for him. And it must be terribly distressing for Trudeau to suddenly realize that actually these are real human beings with real agency and, they don't just exist to give him another term in office. Oh, and yes, since Catherine McKenna brought up arsonists, well, let's go through some of these news stories. Woman arrested for intentionally setting fires in woods near Souk, BC, according to the police. How about this one? Charges laid in series of intentionally set Alberta wildfires. How about this? Kamloops woman, 42, charged with 4 counts of wildfire arson. How about this? Cops suspect arson caused wildfire in at least one part of Quebec. So this is real arson, but I don't think Trudeau's too concerned about this for some reason. But in any case, this is the way to respond to the extremist rhetoric coming from the Trudeau Liberals and the modern left in general. Because the more desperate they become, the more reasonable stuff like this is going to sound from Poilievre. And that's because it actually is totally reasonable. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Please subscribe, like, and share. Sharing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.